We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Hello, and welcome to Icons of Wider World here on the Nerd Eternal Network. I'll be your GM for the day, Jason, and with me is Curtis playing St. Munel Bruja.
Hello.
Mike playing Everlass. Taylor playing J303.
Howdy.
And Zach playing Wolf Witch.
Howdy.
It's been about a month since we played. We missed our last session. So as a quick recap, the kind of mishmash team assaulted a repurposed oil rig that was being used as a Pantheon base. Ran into the headsman. Had a pretty rough time with him.
Talking about, I only got stabbed like once.
I don't know that he hit anybody twice, to be honest.
He really
I
didn't.
don't think he had to.
Rescued several people, including two creatures that had been referred to as cuckoos. They immediately mind controlled Everlass and had her guard them on their way out. Once outside, Everlass cut a deal with the headsman to basically go with him peacefully, for him to leave the team and the other locals they had rescued, to leave them be. He accepted. They loaded up in some SUVs and took off. And I believe what was left of the team was going to call in some backup. Because it was a mix of the haunted and
the Misfits?
I don't know it's an official name. We've taken to calling them the Misfits, though.
Oh yeah, I don't think they have an official name.
Yeah, they were all, if not natives to Lafayette, they were at least there the last time the Pantheon showed up. Because you had, let's see, it was J303 and St. Moon that were part of the Misfits, along with the gray alien that was a school janitor by day and kind of superhero by night, or after school at least. What was his name, Zach? I know it was your character.
Starbound was handle.
That's right.
I never remember his name. I remember the character very well, but his superhero name.
Just remember, his name is the opposite of what he is.
Yes, exactly.
Because he's very much Earthbound right now.
Right, because just because he knows how to fly a spaceship doesn't mean he knows how to build one or fix one.
Just fair. I'm sure several NASCAR drivers don't know how to build a NASCAR car.
Yeah, probably not. So several hours will have passed since last month.
It's
Way to word it.
I mean, in game. Anyway, so yeah, you can call in the guy. The guys in Lafayette can get there real quick, of course. You can call in the rest of the haunted, which would be actually how many of the haunted?
Slapshot and Emodan are the only two not in the system.
Right.
I guess. Which is absolutely going to call up Seth down here now, or you're fired.
Where are you at, boss?
Lafayette, in Louisiana. Hurry up, come on.
I've never been to Lafayette.
Have a phone, just use your GPS and fly here. Okay, you know what? Fine, I'll make this easy for you. I set up a teleportation circle in the basement. It should still be active. It should get you here in one piece. Come on.
Okay, that'll probably work.
Oh, be sure to close your eyes whenever you use it. It's has been going for a little while. I want to see where it actually takes the stopover uses before it gets to Louisiana.
Right. This thing is safe, right?
Here, you're fired.
So
I get hazard pay, right?
We'll discuss this after the fact. There's a situation we need extra assistance. I've already contacted the other two.
All right. What were you gonna say there?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is Imadan just coming with him, or has he already been contacted by Witch Wolf?
She sent out a text message.
Jay will
Wanna be a
offer
bit
to call
meaner.
Land Shark if you all want.
Land Shark is probably still up in the New England area.
I think so.
He's not allowed in New York anymore, or New York City anymore. But he's probably still in
I'm
the
just
state.
saying, if they're looking for help, he would think of that, but I don't think they would want his help.
Lafayette, I'm on my way, and he winds up in Ontario some kind of way.
Jay's just listening to that conversation going, man, I should hire this kid after her, because I can give way better pay.
Well, you don't know what she pays. I mean, you can figure it's scrapped, but
I
Going to
am
be
offended. Yeah, it's crap.
all right. Is there anyone else you're going to call for assistance or for information or?
You should probably drop a line to the Crucible. Or what was his name? The big magic superhero.
Yeah, the Crucible. That was the armored guy. You can certainly send a call to the mansion without any trouble.
Yeah.
Some of his attendees, employees. You're not really sure what the order that runs the mansion for him. They're there to answer the phone.
Fairly certain it's not a sex.
Do what now?
Fairly certain it's not a sex call.
No. But yeah, you call them, they'll answer the phone. The Crucible is off doing something currently, but you can leave a message.
I would just an abbreviation of what's going on, and once we get to where we're going, we'll send them the location, just in case they can get us some backup.
Okay. The guy answering the phone hasn't got the authority to say one way or the other, but he will pass that message on. And the Pantheon is definitely a threat that they've been interested in. Anybody else have anything they want to do?
I'm assuming we're keeping Spear in the loop on what we're doing.
We kept them in the loop on
The raid for the...
Well, I mean, like, we also kept them in the loop on the cuckoos getting loosed as well, so we might as well keep the information flowing if we trust the government team that much.
I don't know, those Power Ranger guys seem like a bunch of narcs.
They're just one small part, or 6 small parts of Spear.
And also, to be fair, Jay threw Park up. They were part of some other illegal team before joining up with the government. They kept talking about, their secret, technological supplier, who I don't know yet.
I could try scrying it for you.
Is that... robots can't do that. I'm kind of interested what the answer would be.
I'll see about setting up a small spell once all this is settled. Payment will be discussed later, of course. And never do magic for.
I mean, fine.
Jay'll just roll his eyes.
I physically see what you're wearing. I'm assuming I can pay.
I'm not sure what that means.
I have millions of dollars.
She hands him her business card.
Thank you.
Alright, so you contact Spear. Let's see, do they have anybody that handles magic specifically?
Got somebody that handles gods. And he's a spider. Totally helpful.
So you talk to an agent. You get passed up the line to an agent. Which one's which? Agent Davis. Or no, wait a minute. No, it was Tolliver that was the one that tended to be in charge, wasn't it?
Davis was the one that was giving Landshark and the others a hard time
Right.
in New York.
And Tolliver's the one that tends to be... Tolliver's the one that is the liaison to the actual Spear super team. Davis is one of the higher ranking... he's still kind of a field agent, but one of the higher ranking ones.
Or weird how they went from, like, racist overlord supporters to, like, the big guys in the government team.
Well, keep in mind...
We never really discussed how that happened.
No, it was kind of discussed. They thought they were working for the government the whole time. When they found out they were working for that guy, they switched sides to y'all. Or to the Spirit, to the...
Oh, yeah,
unknown.
right. Sorry, I forgot that right there at the end, they did have a call of conscience and go, oh, wait, we've been villains all along. Let's help the good guys.
They were fine with all the dirty stuff they were doing when they thought the government was the one secretly employing them to do it. When they realized they
government,
had.
Yeah, and the government kind of would appreciate that.
And they were the ones in the...
you will do dirty stuff for us?
Yeah. In all the Senate hearings afterwards, they were the ones giving every scrap of dirt they had on this guy and how
Yeah.
So they were, they're useless as spies, or they were originally in the CIA, so they're useless as spies now, or anything covert. So they're basically like your Nick Fury and Agent Coulson level guys now.
Oh, I hear a little boy.
I do too.
I'll be right back, y'all.
And she does not sound happy. Ooh, she doesn't sound happy.
He's not.
Oh.
Babies and cats. Now all we need are puppies.
That one right here too.
Oh, we got it covered then.
I couldn't have, the cat wanting attention without the dog wanting attention too.
So anyway, y'all get passed up to Agent Tolliver. He's seen the reports that y'all previously sent in. He still has you go over it more time. He tells you his team is out. At the moment. Mike, do you want to bring anyone?
Yeah, I was just going to say I don't really have much of a detailed background this step. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Oh, great. I'm getting Discord, or I'm getting Zoom notices that I'm muted, but I'm not muted on.
Yeah, you're not muted on Discord.
On Discord. So anyway, I don't think I need a highly developed background, because the whole point of this character is they could be anyone. In fact, that's one of the qualities. But I do have the stats entered into Roll20.
Okay.
Basically, he's just they are just. I gotta get used to that. They're basically just a super spy with kind of chameleon technology to change their appearance, and is like an elite espionage freelance operative.
Okay. So it is they take the forms of other people, but it's purely illusionary, not actual shape shifting.
Yeah, like a good chameleon.
Okay.
But the stats are in, so I guess this character is ready to roll for this game's purposes.
He'll just be meeting these people, so it's not like he's gonna be telling them his real name or his background or anything.
Exactly.
Now, does he work for the government, or is he just freelance? Anybody can hire him, kind of thing.
Freelance, but they are definitely altruistic. I'm sure they did plenty of dirty, spy work at some point, but is trying to make up for that.
Okay.
And just as a reminder, Jason, this character's qualities are: I could be anyone, espionage elite, and damned by their own secrets.
Okay. Let me just grab the sheet right quick. Alright, there's Ray, Whippet, Everlass, Serpent Boy, Snapdragon.
Oh, I haven't changed the character's
Okay.
name yet.
I found it, though.
Okay.
Lots of espionage. Yeah, okay. Alright. So yeah, Tolliver tells you the team he's in charge of is, like I said, occupied. But he's got a sort of investigator. He wouldn't use the term espionage. He'd just say he has got a sort of freelance investigator in the area that he can send you to help. Because Spear has been very interested in getting more information on the Pantheon. Since they're
And I returned.
Oh, excellent. But like I said, Spear is very interested in getting more information on the Pantheon, as they have been involved in a few incidents of late. And Spear has been getting reports from the mystical community of abductions and stuff. Or I shouldn't say they're getting reports, they're hearing rumors of it. The mystic community is not very trusting of the government. But with Recluse on the team, and a few other heroes indecent with Spear that are kind of magical in origin, Spear's been hearing the rumors. Plus, the Haunted blew up one of their bases. That got some attention. You had that skyscraper get hit that y'all busted out of. That brought some attention to them. And there was the previous attack in Lafayette, so...
It's kind of just like suddenly the secret organization ran into superheroes and got real loud real fast.
Yeah, it's like superheroes don't do subtle warfare very well. We can sneak around and kidnap from this community that also stays on the down low pretty easy. The big, loud, garnished guys in the bright costumes, though, they don't play by them rules. But, so anyway, he's going to dispatch this investigator, that he identifies him as anyone. And, hopefully he can help you recover your people while also gathering more information on the organization as a whole. He trusts that if you find where they're at and go in, that you'll alert spirits, they can mobilize, the troops to make arrests, to take possession of any, facilities you find, or artifacts or technologies, anything dangerous that they can get locked down. Talking to him on the phone, this guy seems super reasonable, Wolfwitch. Seems like he'll be easy to work with.
Amazing.
I don't know. I'm kind of, my character will be sitting here going, this guy ratted out. This guy's worked for an evil organization, ratted out an evil organization, is working for the government now. I'll hold him at arm's length.
So interesting.
Ground. Of doing the exact thing I don't want to have happen to me.
Getting out and getting famous.
Oh, being betrayed, being evil, and the government. Those are three things J303 don't want to get involved with.
Well, and Jay doesn't want to get famous or have anything to do with the government because his green card is expired. So it's like, no. He's
Ah, but it's your grandmother's.
well, yeah, she's obviously expired as well, but you know.
Yes, but hers got falsely expired. She's clearly not dead.
She's merely giving up her corporeal form.
I don't think she ever had one. She
Back. Back.
Okay. Alright, so where are y'all going to be? What is y'all's command center going to be?
J303 looks around. I've got a house that an alien knows where I live. You want to go there? Since you're already having your flyboy come to Lafayette.
Unless we're gonna oh, what's the word? I don't know. Take over that magic shop. I don't think dude would appreciate that too much.
But he does kind of owe you, so yeah.
And despite the fact that I don't care what angels think, still don't want to have to fight more random things.
I would say J303's house would be.
Yes, off to my owner's private estate.
Well, you know, if you're sure his owner won't mind.
My owner has the full ability to take control of me at any point, should they disagree.
Oh. Curtis, what was your haunted character's name?
Emadan.
I knew it was something with an E, and I was thinking Edelon? That doesn't sound right.
Emadan the Purifier.
Alright, Emadan. We got Everlass and E1. I'm just getting everybody's characters written down so I remember who all is who. Wolf Witch and Starbound. Then you've also got Mott coming. Alright. So you have the meetup at what is J303's owner's name? What's on the paperwork for this place?
J. Hopkins. We're named J's because we're his. We're his. I'm the 303rd version of him making a robot him.
Sure you are. Alright, so you meet up at the job Hopkins' J. Hopkins estate.
While entering, you know, it's not super fancy, but it is, you know, a fenced, you know, a gated home. And you see a lot of Jays walking around, you know, tending to gardens, feeding fish, you know, just kind of taking care of the place.
So he's got fish in like a koi pond.
Yeah, there's a Zen garden
With one of the Jays meditating.
You see a Jay holding a Jay raking it so that there's no footprints whatsoever on it. The owner can't be bothered to actually like math out the backwards footstepping, so there's no footsteps. He just has them hold each other. If you're raking from the air, there are no footprints. So the Zen Garden looks like no other Zen Garden there's ever been.
But would anybody that's not into Zen Gardens even notice?
Probably not.
So you're this very well cared for estate.
J33 will quickly mention that my owner sends their apologies that they are not available today, but I am to host you as to the best of my abilities. Please do not get drunk at this estate.
There's an army of you?
They're the and one walks up behind him, the menial, and then walks away. The menial. You're really not gonna let that one go, are you, 301? No. They're the ones that are kept on the estate.
And I'll point at 303 and say, you know he works... No, wait, no, you don't work as a janitor. That's the alien, isn't it? I'm getting confused.
I have worked as a janitor on this estate. I'm just the current outdoor one. But anyway, enough of the rabble. Let's get you inside.
Alright, so y'all meet up inside. Not too much later, Imdon and Seth, or Mott, as he's calling himself in costume. Or Priest of Mott. They show up having used the teleportation circle to get to Lafayette and then flying to the estate. Anyone was already investigating in the area, so he has no problem getting to the estate. Assuming that you pass the address along to Agent Tolliver.
I mean, like, the estate where the robots keep walking in and out of is kind of like an open secret.
Mm-hmm. You don't advertise
like, you know,
it, but it's not a secret or nothing.
Yeah, like, you know the person that builds them has a house here.
Alright, I'm back again. I'm sorry. Izzy is having a day, but she's going over to Grandma's now.
Alright, you've missed J301, which is a gardening robot in the J estate, making fun of J303, and J303 asking you all not to get drunk at the estate while the owner is not here.
That is amazing. I love it.
Also, you've missed me talking about Zen Gardens for a little while, but we'll just ignore that.
Anyway, I was saying Emadon and Seth, a.k.a. Priest of Mott, they also show up fairly quickly, taking Wolfwitch's teleportation portal and then flying. The investigator that the government was sending, anyone, also shows up fairly quickly, as he was already in Lafayette investigating. Or working some case.
Still waiting on Slapshot?
Did it? No one called Slapshot.
I think
No,
Wolfwitch
no,
contacted everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So let's see. Yeah, he'd be the other haunted y'all would need.
Honestly, Slapshot it would be a while for Slapshot to get there. Slapshot don't have like any super travel powers.
Wolfwitch has got a teleportation circle set up in the basement of the store, so
Oh yeah, fair enough.
you could have gotten to Lafayette the same way that Seth and
Yeah.
Emadon did. So Slapshot probably showed up with them. The end result is you wind up with a Jay is dealing with a house full of super people.
Luckily, there's more than one J.
So there's sitting around
Yes, there is.
Sitting around this big table is J303, Slapshot, St. Moon El Bruja, Umadan, Anyone, Wolfwitch, Starbound, and Seth the Priest of Mott.
Can we get like an MS Paint of that? Just so we don't forget anybody. It's a lot of people.
I've got a. I know I've made notes for myself, so I'll remember it.
Oh, joyful. Okay.
Just concentrate on remembering the two characters you're in control of.
Fair enough. Well, since we're all at the table, J303 will start. So, for those of you of the haunted, Miss Everlass has been taken captive via a man known as the Headsman. We kind of want to go take her back. I hope you are all in agreement to this.
I have a
Lord.
question to the rest of our new friends here. What is your opinion of lethal force?
We'll go down the. Since everybody hesitates to be the first one to talk, let's just go down the list. J303, how do you respond to that?
Legally, nothing I do would be considered murder for me. So I am neither here nor there about it.
Saint Moon, what would your response be?
He'll pull out. He was told not to get drunk, but he did bring his own thermos of tequila, and he'll take a drink from that. He says, "I'm not a hero."
J303 will like, Pat J, don't worry, I understand why you do what you do.
He's like, "I'm no hero, but I'm not a killer either."
Let's see. Anyone? You may be muted.
Mike, you're up.
All right, I'm muting and unmuting the wrong venue. All right, so let me just I'll just keep Zoom on permanent mute and rely on Discord. So yeah, anyone. First of all, he appears as a young male of Korean ancestry, pretty much just like casual clothing and with a backpack. Jeans, t-shirt, not like scruffy looking, but anyway, that's how he's chosen to appear at this point. He tries to avoid lethal force whenever possible. He just wants to make clear that that's not why he's here. He's not the heavy. But then he looks at like Emadan and Slapshot and say, but hopefully it looks like you're not going to need me for that. And that's basically what he said on the matter.
And it was Wolfwitch doing the asking, wasn't it?
Yes.
How would Starbound respond to her?
I've been informed that murder is considered wrong on this planet, and I would prefer us not to leave a pile of corpses behind. It would make Monday morning very awkward.
And Seth is like, well, my powers generally let me drop people without killing them, so I'd prefer to avoid that, but we got to get Everlass back, so I'm not gonna get in anybody's face if they have to save themselves or something. But I think we should try to apprehend more than anything else. I mean,
Then try.
That's just my opinion. He seems to be a little self-conscious about being there.
Understood.
How would Slapshot respond?
Slapshot responds thusly. Murder's illegal. I'm a superhero. I'm going to do my best not to kill anyone. Except maybe the headsman.
Imerdan?
You mortals have such a linear concept. I'm here to purify. I'm not really. I don't think you all really understand what mortality is.
I think you understand what immortality is.
just needed to know if there was anyone who's going to be up. Whenever we go in, I'm not holding back. I'm not holding back. They die, they die.
Reminds me of a boxing movie.
I was thinking of that and quickly blanked on the guy's name.
Oh, God.
Dolph Lundgren? That's his name.
That's the actor's
Yes.
name, yes. That's not the
Yes.
character's name, though.
Look, it doesn't matter. I remember Dolph.
Even Drago was his name.
Oh, that's right, Drago.
I misread you.
If he dies, he dies. Okay.
Anyway,
Yes, that's enough Rocky quotes. Alright, so all y'all are sitting around the table. Seth's kind of looking. So what's the plan?
I don't remember. I forgot. Do we know where they took Everlass?
You
I
just
think we were going to set up a tracking spell to and pinpoint her location.
yeah, that was
I
gonna
could have
be a-
tracked her through the phone, but I'm pretty sure the headsman cracked it in half.
Yes, he let her say goodbye to y'all on the phone, and then
Yeah.
he crunched it and tossed it out the window. All y'all would know is that y'all lost the signal, though.
Also, while this is going on, J303 has gotten the other J robots to like hand business cards to everyone. The Hopkins estate is looking for, talented bodyguards. But that's neither here nor there right now. Also, anyone conspicuously does not get a card.
The one that knows works for the government, so.
Huh, the investigator for the government? Let's not give him the business card. He is already working for someone.
I just want to make it clear. I work for myself. I'm just here because there's a missing young woman involved. I'm not government these days. He doesn't say that out loud.
Yes. The government has lots of people that say that. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Treat you very equally for this operation. And then hopefully never see you again.
Seth asked the J that he takes the card from. Oh, how much does that gig pay? I mean, the commute would be kind of rough, but
The Jay looks at him, looks at Wolfwitch, looks at him, looks at Wolfwitch.
Which looks at both of them
It would have to
very,
be.
very neutrally.
That is a matter that is discussed in private, sir, and not in front of your current boss.
oh, right. I guess that is kind of okay.
And the robot just, and Jay, whatever number he is, steps backwards slowly.
Are both making wild assumptions about his current employment status.
It sounds like J33 perks up. It sounds like it's about to be hired by somebody else.
Get your ass down.
Seth takes the card,
Fine,
slides under his
but
gauntlet.
only because we have business to deal with. That isn't me hiring superpowered people, so my boss doesn't get murdered.
Jay will look at Wolfwitch and says, "Your magic shop has a hell of an HR department."
I mean, only in the 80s. And I had to close up that portal.
Anyway, back to saving the teenage girl kidnapped by a madman with a scythe. How we doing that, champs?
Well, I haven't. I could take a look into the situation to see if I can find out this organization.
Yeah, let's hold on. Can we get anyone to make some dice rolls real quick for like what investigation materials they're coming in with?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I would have had the time do some some pre-appearance investigative. But he is
But-
All right,
he is supposed to be a big hacker.
The assumption that I'm going with is that anyone was already in Lafayette investigating these disappearances.
Oh, okay.
Just to have him kind of on task.
Mhm.
So if you want to make an espionage roll,
Yeah, let's start setting up some roles in this brand new character sheet.
I will
Espionage.
roll for your difficulty. And the better you roll, the more information you'll have already gathered.
And will that be intellect plus espionage? I took a couple of skills from the Icon's Origins book, so just let me know if you. Well, you can take a look at the character sheet in case any of those skills you don't want to.
Insight, stealth, technology, linguistics, deception. Most of that looks like stuff that's in the basic book.
Yeah, it's basically stuff that was designed to be like. It's really more nuanced stuff than brand new skills. Like technically you could use investigation for espionage, but I just went for it just because.
Yeah, because espionage is the one that I think might not be in the baseline book.
Yeah. Neither is deception. I think there might just be. I don't know if there's like one standard. They broke up the persuasion a bit to like there's persuasion and deception. I think it was just real more nuanced than anything else.
Yeah.
It's
Insight maybe do too.
But yeah, I would go with intelligence espionage.
All right. So let's make a roll. Let's see what happens.
All right.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, so you beat that by 7. So that is a massive success.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
So you had identified several members of the Pantheon already. Now, some of them were the guys that were already arrested at the magic shop when they tried to bust in and take Everlass. You had identified a small airfield outside of town, like one of those, one of those little ones, like a lot of little towns have. That back when they were still doing a lot of crop dusting, that the crop dusters would use. Kind of personal planes. One of them has got a small hangar, or you've discovered a small hangar at an airport like that outside of Lafayette that you've managed to trace the owners of the thing, or the renters of the hangar, down to a shell company that the Pantheon has been using. So with the oil rig getting hit and that the vehicle they had there getting wrecked or dumped in the river or whatever it was y'all did to it, you figure if they're going to try to get out of town, that might be a spot they'd have gone. They'd probably have already been there and gone by now, but that's at least something you could potentially investigate. You've got one or two more names that there's no record of them being arrested, so they may still be loose in the city.
Would it be possible to trace like records of flight records in and out? Would that be a possible avenue of investigation?
Yes. Now, a small airport like this, all those records may not be online right away, but you could certainly go. You could certainly drive out there and check around.
Okay. I'll let everyone know about the airfield, and say it's probably where they left from. Will there be any way to be able to examine I guess what we know about the public front, that church, to see what might be possible holding locations? Well, I guess we could wait and see what we uncover if we investigate the hangar before try to pinpoint where they ended up.
Okay.
Would that be something else that anyone would be considering?
Unless we've got something of Everlass's that Wolfwitch or Jay could try to hone in on, but I don't think she left
That's
anything behind.
Yeah, you're saying something about a spell. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
We
really.
could make like a sympathetic link between like her hairbrush or something.
Okay. If you bounce back to your magic shop, you could probably find some kind of knickknacks. I think she was staying with you.
She was, and she definitely would have had at least some possessions. Because she'd been on the street for a while, she would have accumulated at least something.
Yeah. Yeah, Wolfwitch is gonna do that. Bounce back to the shop and get like her brush or a pair of shoes or something.
All right. So let's see. The two names that any shows up with, or anyone I should say, shows up with is Stephen Roberts and Cody Allen. Those are two people that you suspect are members of the Pantheon. That they were not arrested at the oil rig. They were not arrested attacking the magic shop. They might have been in the batch that left with the headsman, or they may just still be out in the city. But you've got like home addresses for them and stuff.
Oh, I do have home address. Oh, so they live locally?
Yeah, those two do.
Okay.
So right now you've got those two guys, the airport outside of town, and the use of a spell is kind of the four avenues of investigation that y'all come up with as y'all are sitting around, as all your heroes are sitting around this table. How do the heroes want to break up to tackle this?
Do you want help trying to do a spell, Wolfwitch?
Don't say no to the assistance. Or perhaps the most reliable source of aid in a magical rite at the moment.
Alright, so Saint Moon and Wolfwitch will handle magic.
I could check out the hangar.
Alright, so anyone wants to head to the airport? Does anybody else head to the airport?
Slapshot will head with him.
I think are bound to go to.
Who now?
Are bound.
Okay.
Off to see the antiquity of space travel.
In atmosphere travel. Alright, so that's anyone. Slapshot.
Are we going to actively pursue a third route?
Does anyone want to investigate those two potential Pantheon members?
Actually, you know what? Oh, let's see if telepathy would let me and pull that information out of their mind. Or if that's just a separate power.
Telepathy, maybe just be communication. Let me look.
I think they could do it. I remember the rule rating.
Okay, mind reading is not one, so telepathy may be the one.
Reading particularly deep, forgotten, or long ago memories might require higher degrees of success. Have GM's option. Yes, I can.
Yeah, you
telepathy versus willpower.
You could definitely make the attempt. Yes.
I mean, if someone's going to go investigate those two, Imadan will go with them. It's just, he's not from around here and he doesn't have investigation skills.
Mm-hmm.
He could be the bad cop.
Yeah.
The muscle.
He could be the heavy if somebody pulled a gun.
Right. He can be menacing, but...
So Starbound may go after them instead?
Yeah.
Alright, so Starbound, and you said Imadan may go with him.
Yeah.
And that is that. Where's J3? Where would J303 go?
See, the magic is just to a location and not any kind of threat directly, correct?
Should not be.
Yeah.
Then guess J303 would probably head with just whoever has the least manpower.
Right now, it's 2 on everything.
Let's go with the interrogating 2 people then,
All right. Yeah.
so that both my guys will not be the same thing.
Oh, that makes sense. All right, so J3 goes there, and Mott will go to the airport as well. He has got a little bit of magical skill, but he is a novice compared to Wolfwitch, and Saint Moon is a legend in the magic community, so he's not in any hurry to get his skills compared to those 2. Alright. So we will start with the airport. It's a 30-40 minute ride out of town. When you arrive, it's a small runway. It's designed for what crop dusters are still used in the area.
Personal aircraft.
Yeah, personal aircraft. Cessna-sized stuff.
The handful of people in Louisiana that might own like a flying car in this setting.
Right.
Yeah, true. Superhero setting, you may have some of that.
Yeah. The 1 or 2 intrinsic people that put, plane wings on a car and it worked.
Mostly it's the kind of your Cessna style things, though. I mean, the runway is paved. It's not a bad facility, but it's nothing fancy. As you pull up, you see a few people, with the hangars open that are, they're doing the maintenance on the planes because, every so many 100 hours you have to have so much maintenance done. It's a lot of cost, even owning like a small plane is a whole lot of cost and upkeep to it. So, you see 4 or 5 people wandering around doing that kind of work. You can see what is clearly the you can't really call it a control tower because it's not really a tower, but it's kind of the front room of the main building, which has got a lot of glass and kind of a semicircle, so you can't actually see. You do have an actual pretty good view of one end of the runway to the other. But it's clearly the controls, and you see through the window. You see some people, sitting at desks around there.
And they see superheroes are walking their way. And they
that was actually Seth's question as you pull up. Are we going in full costume, or do we need to zip back to?
Yeah, the one thing I could think of is if anyone if he could like hack and find out like just some basic employment and like employee information, you could try to go in it disguised as someone who might be able to access flights or since they're not available online yet. You could go
slapshot down the car. Why didn't we have the robot guy come do the computer one?
I'm not so bad with computers.
We really didn't plan this out well. Oh well.
All right, so you want to look up
like who might be like the I don't know, like some mid-level management, someone who would conceivably be able to like access records on whatever day this is without raising too many eyebrows.
Okay, give me a technology roll.
Also, who isn't already there. Let's see. Let me call up my character sheet again. Where am I? There I am. Oh, I still need an icon for this person. All right. So technology. Right? All right. It's
Oh, not a very hard number to beat.
another intellect check, I presume.
Yes.
All right. How'd I do? Oh, pretty well. Generated 13 total.
Also a massive success. You manage to go in, you find the employment report, so you get, because this is all registered with the government through the FAA? Yeah, FAA. So you've got, the pictures of several of the employees, well, really all the employees here. The record's telling you how tall they are, you get kind of an info dump so you can pick out kind of some of the higher ranking ones.
What their work schedules are, stuff like that. What day is it anyway? Do we know? Doesn't matter.
I hadn't really thought about it. Let's say Saturday.
Okay. Is it a work? I guess the important is it like 9 to 5 business hours, or is it weekend?
Let's say it's Friday. Let's say it's a weekday. So yeah, you got the basic.
Okay.
9 to 5-ish.
Mm-hmm.
For most everybody, there's always somebody in the control tower because you might have somebody come in late. But as far as like the maintenance guys, poking around, with that success, poking around, you even managed to find a news clip from one of the local news stations that were out here doing some kind of reports where they were talking to a couple of the higher ranking guys. So you even hear their voice if you wanted to try to mimic them.
Nice. Yeah, depending on what everyone else I do would be to just like stake the place out, and then whenever the person I'm impersonating leaves for like a lunch break or whatever, hopefully they take lunch breaks, but or just is off the premises, he just sneak back in and then just get the information we need. How does everyone else think about how we should approach this?
All right, what does Slapshot think? Mott is just kind of looking to the two he assumes more experienced supers.
I'm running off, 20 years experience of stopping, monsters and thieves. I'm not experienced with espionage. I will defer to you.
Okay.
I personally would just walk in suit and, let the chips fall where they may. I need to know if, another suit has come through today. Because if Everlass left here, well, she gonna be in costume.
Says like, well, unless they stripped her out of her never mind. Well, if he wants to, he looks like a normal guy. If he wants to sneak in, me and you could walk in costume and start asking questions.
That's true. Diversion.
I'm a little telepathic, so I should be able to pick up on if anybody's lying to us or not. I'm not good at digging out memories or anything, but surface thoughts I'm pretty good with.
And it sounds like we've found a combination that gives us the best chance at winning. Put our players in place.
All right. So, do y'all drive up together? Do y'all hop out and let anyone drive up like he's just a regular dude, and then y'all come up, or vice versa, or how y'all doing this?
Love.
It'll probably be best if we don't drive up together.
Good old Mott can fly, can't he?
Oh yeah. He can pop those light wings.
Yeah, is there a way that maybe Mott could just like fly, kind of like sneak him onto the premises?
Well, he's like, I could carry Slapshot without any trouble. As far as sneaking in, well, I glow bright yellow or bright gold when I do that. So.
Okay.
He goes, I'm sorry, I'm not the subtle espionage guy.
Right. Yeah, anyone's very worth it.
He's sitting there in a black suit with all this bright gold, the Egyptian headdress, the armband, the big gold arc on his chest.
It'll just be you fly up, carrying me in some way that's somewhat dignified, and then have him drive up like a normal person, but like not at the same time.
Yeah, in case y'all don't remember, there's Mott's costume.
Yep.
Okay, so Mott and Slapshot will fly in, and then I'll just drive up behind and sneak my way in while you two are making a ruckus. Am I getting that right?
Oh. We're hoping there's no ruckus.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Okay.
Very
I'm
true.
hoping a little bit there's a ruckus, but we're hoping there's not a ruckus.
Well, Seth's like, well, we showed him in costume. It's going to be a, it's going to be a diversion, a distraction anyway.
Oh yes. It's going to be loud no matter what. But I'm a superhero. Loud is the business.
Understood.
So y'all hop out of the car. Seth grabs you up under the arms and basically takes off. He basically just flies out and lands right in front of that control room. Sits you down, straightens up. He kind of waves at the guys inside. Like he's trying to be non-threatening or something with his, glowing eyes. So you think they've seen me on TV out this far?
With how much supers are in the news, unless you're on one of the big government teams, they tend to stay local.
Oh, okay.
I might be known just due to sheer time, but I wouldn't be surprised if I was not immediately recognized as well.
You may have been famous as a hockey player even before this girl stuff.
They don't. Nobody knows that I'm also the hockey player.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
There's
That's
certainly internet theories that Slapshot may be an actual hockey player.
Well, yeah.
Or maybe a failed hockey player.
Like, everyone assumes he played hockey at some point because, why would you become a hockey-themed superhero and not have ever played hockey? That would be like being a skateboarding superhero and having never ridden a skateboard before. It would just seem odd.
I don't know. Night Thrasher very rarely used a skateboard.
He thrashed at night. All the comics were during the day.
That's fair. You say that. The one time I can remember actually riding it, I think it was night.
See, don't even read it. But I understand how names work.
Oh, yes. So they land and start walking in while anyone is driving up. One of the guys in the control booth gets up, takes his headphones off. He comes outside. Hey, fellas, what can we do for you?
Shall come up. Yes, terribly sorry we didn't call in advance. That's normally what we should do for airfields while flying up. But training a new guy.
Well, you
we
came in
got
low
to
enough.
rush.
We didn't pick you up on the radar anyway, but...
It's more of a way to not be rude.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, that's fair. I mean, he kind of stopped, like, we're getting off track.
Sorry.
Don't worry about it. What brings you by? Is there some kind of trouble we need to... Do we need to evacuate?
There has been no emergency, no monster coming through, anything like that.
Okay.
We just need to know if you have seen another costumed vigilante, known as Everlass. If she has come through this area or boarded any planes.
What does she look like? I mean, we've got a few vigilantes in town. That name doesn't sound familiar.
I'm sure there's because we had the get together after the haunting had their business done, where Slapshot probably has a picture of Everlass available.
He might. Sith reaches into his belt and fishes out his iPhone.
I just pulled up a picture, shows it. She is currently either working with or is deep undercover with a known supervillain, and we need to discuss or apprehend her.
Sith kind of looks over at you. Look, man, I'm sure she was just captured. I'm sure that's what it is.
Yeah, but like,
That's fine.
there's also the whole thing of, like, she could be mind controlled, which means we still have to fight her eventually. It's a big general array of things that could be happening. We just need to know if she's come through or not.
He's like, oh, I haven't had the misunderstanding fight. I hear everybody's supposed to at some point.
Yeah. Sometimes you even have the clone fight. Oh, it's real fun when the clone, like, understands he's the clone and doesn't want to fight. Anyway, off track.
The control room guy just sitting there looking at y'all like, I am so glad I am not part of this. But no, I haven't seen her. Now, we had a group of fellas come through. We had like 2 SUVs pull up hour or so ago. But, you know, they had some people in there. You know, they had some of their folks at their hangar before they got here, so they just opened the hangar up and drove right in. So I didn't see who all, you know, had tinted windows. I didn't see who all was in there. You know, he points to one of the.
Please understand from a superhero's point of view how suspicious that sounds.
Well, we have some clients that rent some of our storage space here that, you know, have got some money, or celebrities in other places that, you know, they live a little on the down low here. So it was noteworthy that it happened. It wasn't, you know, it's not something we'd find super suspicious, but. And, you know, the cars drove off later after the plane took off.
Is there any, just to cover all my bases, is there any information about the people that own that or rent that is publicly available for me to see? Yeah, I don't want you to overstep your bounds, because, you know, this is your job. I want you to be able to keep your job safely. Just, is there anything publicly available?
We could probably pull up the company that rents the space. That I don't think would be.
I would appreciate that very much if you could.
Now, while they're talking to him, anyone, what are you doing?
At some point, I'll just once they make contact, I'll drive up and try to sneak into what looks like, you know, sneak into the main business center and see if I can find out where find a computer, I guess, just to get access to the records.
Okay. Who are you? What are you looking like right now?
And now I'm looking like the person, maybe. I'm trying to think of who in the hangar would be. One other mid-level manager, someone who likely have access to all the records.
Okay. Well, you put on that face, not any trouble then.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
Okay.
Not so much not to be seen as not to cause anybody to really comment on it.
Yeah. Would that be a coordination thing? Or would it be something else?
Yeah, coordination's fine. That's usually what's rolled with stealth.
Okay, and here it comes. I can try to read it.
That is, let's see. That's at least a major success, if not a massive. So you get inside the building without the guy that's talking to superheroes and noticing that somebody else has shown up. You walk down the hallways. You manage not to pass anybody in the hallway. You know, there's passing one room. There's actually like a window. It's like a little cafeteria break room area. That the wall actually got a window where you can kind of see out in the hallway. So a couple people in there see you, and but it's just kind of a quick wave, you know. And you manage to whoever it is you disguised as, you see his office door.
Okay.
It's somebody that's actually got their own office, so you see his name, and you manage to sleep in there without having any close encounters with anybody.
Okay, so I'm in now. I'll go ahead. Okay, great. I'll go ahead and hack my way in.
Okay, that'll be technology.
That's pretty good.
I cannot roll any decent difficulties for y'all. Alright, so you beat that one by 8. Alright, so you've got into the computer.
Hmm. And I'd just like to find out what were the destinations of every. I'm not yet privy to CVs right now or any flights within the past 24 hours. Actually, well, if I assume I know what time the altercation happened.
Yes.
So any departures since then and what their destinations were.
There has been one departure. There's been 2 arrivals of like I said, small planes. One that rents space here, that regularly, and then one that they've rented space for a day or two, so they're just visiting apparently. There's been one departure within the last hour, which time-wise, driving straight from the oil rig to here, that'd be about right. Let's see, you got a massive success there. So, poking around, you see the flight plan. They gave the flight plan basically of heading to St. Louis. You do some more poking around, and you find basically where the computer logged them when they took off. Like where the radar was picking them up at first. Yeah, they weren't heading anywhere near St. Louis.
Okay.
So you're fairly certain this flight path has been I don't know if you'd say falsified, but whoever put it in did not make any notations about the fact that they weren't following their flight path when they took off.
Oh, okay. So I know for sure they were not really headed for St. Louis.
Right. That is not the direction the plane actually went.
What direction did the plane actually go?
It headed west.
Okay. With that, I think what anyone would want to do next, and he may want to do some he may want to withdraw and do this next bit of hacking on his own. Find out based on the trajectory and what he could hack about the public face of the Pantheon, what likely destinations could be. I don't know if he digs deep enough, if he could root out any safe houses or anything like that. That might be his next step.
Okay. While you're doing that, you hear somebody come into the main building. It's the fellow that was talking to Slapshot and Mott. He leads y'all into the building, into the main control room, and he pulls up the information on that storage things. Like, it's this. He gives you, some company name. It's nothing you've heard of before. He goes, they rent this spot. They leave that little Cessna in there. Let's see. They've been renting it for about 7 years. Wow, they really only seem to use the plane a couple times a year, though. But they keep all their, maintenance up on it and stuff. So we have a few like that. They keep the planes here, but they use them so seldom you really don't know why they bother.
So nothing out of the ordinary. Understandable. Man, kind of hoping this would be the lead, because now it's just going to be kind of a foot race of what land path could they have taken.
I just kind of shrugged his shoulders. I wish I could help you. Like I said, they.
Oh, you've done, you've done immediate and good work, sir. You did everything you could. Thank you for your work.
Oh yeah, well, good luck.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, he shows you out.
Yeah, well,
Anyone,
Walk around.
if you want to slip out while he's talking to him, you can slip past without too much trouble.
Yeah, that'll be the plan.
So you get back out to the car. The control guy, says something to his buddy. He's like, all right, yeah, if y'all need, if you two need to take off like you came in, should be fine. We don't have anybody coming in.
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And yeah, we'll fly off to the whatever point we have assigned to meet back up.
Yeah, presumably wherever he dropped you off initially is where
Yeah.
y'all would meet back up. All right, so y'all load back up in the car together. You can share.
So that hangar was. So, Mr. Anyone, that hangar is super suspicious and probably owned by the people we want.
Mm-hmm.
What information did you get?
I know there was a departure about an hour ago. That was officially recorded as heading towards St. Louis, but in fact, the actual flight plan headed westward. What the actual destination is, I don't know yet, but that's with the timing, that's likely to be our party.
All right, and
Do you think we need to actually break into the hangar to take a look around physically?
any information they would have on where they're flying to shouldn't be written down. It would just be in the flight plan of the plane that's already taken off. I can't think of a reason, but let's call and double check with the other two teams and see if they have a reason for it.
Sounds good.
All right.
So, phone calls, information sharing.
All right, then we will jump to the interrogation team, which is Starbound, Emodan, and J303. All right, you got two names on your list you want to check out: Stephen Roberts and Cody Allen. Who would you like to speak to first?
Let's go with Cody Allen.
All right. You pull up to the address. It's on kind of the outskirts of town. So, got a decent yard for something in the city limits. House is not run down or anything, but it looks like it could use a new coat of paint. Let's see. Y'all will be it's the robot, the alien, and the big flaming angel guy.
Yeah, J303 sitting there. Right? Okay, look. When we bust down, if we bust down the door, I've got the perfect line for him. I just say it. I hope you guys are cool with it if I have the opening line for this one.
I have no
Okay.
problems with that, my robot friend.
And you, Sir Flamey Angel?
I have no problems with that.
Yes.
As long as it's not a robot, an alien, and an angel walk into a bar.
It's not quite. J3 now looks very stressed. I assure you it has relevance.
Now, does Emodan have his wings popped while y'all are walking up to the house?
Oh, what the hell? Why not?
Flaming mace in hand. All right, is Jay gonna knock on the door?
J303 will knock on the door.
You see the curtain move. You think you see a woman's face. You hear some hurried whispering going on the other side of the door, but you can't quite make out what they're saying.
Maybe we should have had a human on this team. I think we didn't really plan these teams out super well.
Brown's gonna knock on the door. Oh, to ask a few questions. Oh, you're in there.
You
See
hear
through the window.
You hear a woman's voice. Just a minute. I'm putting on pants.
Ah, yes. Hence the Earth tradition. It took me a while to get a hold of.
Why am I picturing Starbound as Roger from American Dad?
I
Oh, God.
picture him like that.
Hey, Imadan, can
Yes.
you get like a rooftop view? Just make sure they're not trying to sneak somebody out the back.
Sure.
All right, cool, thanks.
I was so going to ask him if they had a moment to speak about, our Lord and Savior Pantheon.
Feel like that's a bit on the nose?
But yeah, I'll fly up to the roof and make sure no one's
Thank you, sir.
sneaking out.
Still nobody's opening the door.
How complicated are those pants that they're putting on?
Ma'am, I would like to inform you I am a robot. And if I broke down this door, there is no law that says I committed a crime. Please let me come in and ask my questions.
Just a second. The pants didn't fit. I had to get another pair. Emo Dan, you don't see anybody in their backyard.
Okay,
There is somebody in the neighbor behind them's backyard that is running towards the front.
Oh,
to their
really?
to their front yard.
interesting. I'm gonna go check that out. And what's this guy's name? Cody.
Cody Allen is
Rogers?
the one you're looking for.
Cody Allen, yeah. Sounds like a country music singer.
So you swoop down behind this guy?
Yeah.
Ah!
I guess. Have we seen pictures of these people? Do we know what Cody and Roger are supposed to look like?
I'm sure anyone, the expert investigator, has some form of a mugshot for these fellas. That's how much I trust him. And
Yeah.
his 12 espionage roll against a 5 difficulty.
It stands to reason you'd have seen mug shots or something, yeah.
So does this look like Cody or?
Yes, it does. Clearly, he took off as soon as the wife, girlfriend, whoever it was, saw him.
Yeah.
He took out the back, jumped the fence separating his neighbor's property from his.
Mr. Allen, we'd like to have a word with you.
I ain't got nothing to say to you.
I'll change my persona to look a bit more demonic. It's like, that's unfortunate, and I'll try and grab him.
All right, give me a. Let's see, prowess for hand to
Prowess?
hand. So yeah, be prowess. This would probably be wrestling, which falls under prowess. But if you've got wrestling, then it would factor into it. Ooh, he rolled pretty good.
And knows how to run from the cops.
Well, his picture was an actual mugshot, so he's obviously had some kind of encounter with the cops.
Hold on, I'm having trouble with Roll20 and the cat.
Two great tastes that do not taste great together.
No.
Nope, but you beat him by one, so let's see. I believe that is, let's see, where are the actions? So you beat him by one, so that's a moderate success. which means I think you get him in a partial hold, if I recall. But you don't. You got your hand on him, but he's not like really pinned down in place or anything.
Yeah, I was just trying to grab him, and I'll holler for Jay Starbound.
Ah, there we go.
I guess we'd best head over there.
Yep.
Knocks on the door one more time. Ma'am, I'm sorry. Business in the backyard. I understand your desire to hide him, but it's okay. We're just gonna talk to him.
You don't hear a response as y'all take off. All right, so yeah, moderate success is a partial hold. Target can perform actions, but at a +2 difficulty. But he can't move away from you. So you've got him where he can't run away, but he can still turn around and slug you if he wanted to.
Yeah, good enough.
For all the good that would probably do him with his normal human strength.
Normal human strength.
All right, so the other two of you get around back. There's a dog back there that starts barking at you.
Mr. Allen, I have a few questions that we need answered regarding your connection to Pantheon and what you might know.
And also a slight apology for ruining my awesome entry line. Sorry, I need to get over that. My bad, fellas.
So he's being held by this demonic guy that, he's freaking out a little bit, and he sees the alien, the robot. Look, I don't know nothing. About that time, the back door of the house whose yard y'all are in opens up. Middle-aged, probably the far side of middle-aged, but not quite old. Man leans out. Cody, is everything all right? And then he gets a good look at what's holding Cody. He sees the gray alien and the clearly, what in tarnation?
We're his friends from the internet.
No, we're not. He works for a cult, and we're trying to get information about that cult from him.
Oh, I like the whole we're friends for the internet better. It's like,
I am a robot.
we were
I am not
totally
allowed to lie to
catfished him.
humans. I'm trying to get information from him about a cult he works for because they're trying to kill a friend of mine.
He just shuts the door.
Thank you, sir. All right, Cody. Back to you.
I don't know nothing about nobody.
That's a double negative, which means you do know something about somebody.
What?
It's wordplay. It's all right.
You hit him with high school English. He's all confused now.
Oh, don't worry, Mr. Allen. You don't actually have to say a thing. And Starbound reaches out, touches forehead.
Oh, yeah. You do that thing with the meat in the brain.
All right. Do you have the rules for telepathy pulled up already?
Yeah.
All right. So what does he need to roll in resistance to you?
Is telepathy versus willpower to read an unwilling or unsuspecting subject's thoughts.
All right. Well, he is definitely
He
not
works
unsuspecting, and definitely not willing. So let me find the NPC stats. And oh boy, probably counts as a thug. So. Okay, you know absolutely anything this guy knows. Yeah, you don't have time to shift through, his entire life story, but whatever relevant information.
I am zooming in on everything, on the big key aspects of Pantheon and where they might have taken Everlass.
They took Everlass to the airport. He was driving one of the SUVs. He was in one of the Sword Saint suits of armor. When they unloaded from the SUV, they had him load his armor into the plane. They took off, and he was supposed to drive home like he did. Oh, he dropped the SUV off somewhere and got his own car. But basically, he came straight home, and he's supposed to just lay low for a month or so. Him and the guy driving the other car.
Does he know where the plane was headed?
Or did anyone happen to say where it was headed?
Yeah, they mentioned something they refer to as a way station. Off 100 miles or so to the west. He doesn't know the exact location. He knows a little town that it's close to. It's not a full-fledged base. It's kind of a stopover. But they can there's a landing pad or landing strip there that, they can land the Cessna, and then they've got one of their let's see, what would the Pantheon call their Quinjets? One of their chariots. The image you get, it's basically kind of a Quinjet, vertical takeoff landing vehicle. If you share the image with anybody that was at the oil rig, it's the kind of vehicle they had there.
Gotcha.
If you share the mental image with the robot or the magic being that may or may not have a brain.
Regular telepathy would work on Humadon at least.
Oh, okay. It's like, this is not the best team to do, like, human-based analogies with. Just send it to his brain. Only one of us has one of those.
You back to knocking on the door. Excuse me, ma'am, do you have a copy of Pictionary I could borrow? It looks like this. They were planning to take her to... He knows they were headed somewhere. It's either South America or Central America. He's not really sure. Somewhere way down south, they've got a base. He has no idea where the exact location of that is. He knows they've got bases all over the world.
Before we take off, just on the off chance that we have to start over from square one, and things don't go quite right on this mission to track down Everlass, maybe we should find out who his contact at Pantheon is. Who's he getting his orders from?
Ooh, good idea.
Okay, you download You basically pull the command chain as far as he knows it.
Him being a guy that's in a Sword Saint suit, he'd actually know a decent amount of, like, at least the combat people. Or they're real handy about throwing them people in suits.
No, he knows a lot more than those guards, than the people that tried to bust in on the magic shop. They were the kind of fresh hires, hadn't really earned their way up to anything. He's a little more of their rank and file soldier, so it's, he doesn't know what the guys at the tip top are doing, but he has a much better understanding of the structure of the organization than a lot of other people. So you get the kind of the Lafayette chain, the chain of command for the guys in and around Lafayette. He knows less about cells in the surrounding states, but it's enough information that you could probably six spear on a couple of them if you wanted to. The way their bases are set up is you'll have a squad or two that their purpose is to really help, is to kind of keep an eye on the kind of their area, and to lend a hand to any other groups that show up to do something specific. So they might send a couple of squads to go do something. Well, they'll meet up with a local squad who knows the lay of the land locally. He's part of a squad like that. He is stationed in Lafayette, but he's been around to some of these other places. It's how he knows about the way station. He knows they've got some kind of research facility in South America or somewhere. And that's where he assumes they're taking her. And you get, I'm not gonna come up with names, everybody, but you get kind of the names of all the local guys that he knows. About that time, the neighbor busts out his back door with a shotgun.
I knew that was going to happen.
Levels the gun at Starbound. I don't know what that boy's been up to, but he ain't getting probed.
I trust you there's no physical probing going on, sir. You can put away the gun. That is a harmful racial stereotype.
Because you're an alien, isn't it?
J3 will cut through this butter real quick. Are you bulletproof?
Self, suit will be fine.
I'm going to go ahead and stand in front of you so you don't get shotgunned.
I appreciate it.
No problem, little buddy.
Hey, you're that robot from in town.
Yes, I am one of the J models. How do you do? By any chance, did you see on the news where we were fighting the guys in the kind of yellowy golden suits?
Yeah, they were going after that Egyptian stuff.
Yeah, he was working with them. That's why we're trying to get information out of him.
Cody, are you a supervillain? Cody's just kind of sitting there like... And he kind of gestures to Emidon. Mr. Robot, why are you teamed up with the devil? Since you specifically said Emidon was looking kind of demonic at the moment.
Yeah, he's looking demonic. He's trying to be intimidating.
Now, I should probably at least shoot at the devil. I'm Southern Baptist. I think I expected of me to.
I can't really argue with that. But he is holding the man right now, so.
Yeah, it's a shotgun.
I know. Were it a more accurate firearm, I don't think I could stop you.
You actually the devil, or you just one of them, like, millennial superheroes trying to be edgy?
He'll go back to a more human or angelic appearance. He'll still have the fire wings, I guess. And it's like, you silly mortals, and your idea of good and evil is ridiculous.
Yeah, I'd expect the devil to say something like that. Gonna have to ask you all to get off my property.
That is
That's
fine.
completely fair.
We have got all the information we need. Friend Cody. We are mind linked now, so if you think about contacting your friends in the Pantheon, I will know of it! And the gray matter within your skull will bubble and boil and leak from your ears! So cool, right?
Or the cops, one or the other.
Yeah,
Which would you prefer?
Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good.
Alright, cool. Talk to you later, kid. Actually, probably never talk to you again, kid.
Shall
And
leave?
sir,
Oh, yes.
you've shown a very neighborly side to protect this man. I'd like to see that. Except for the fact that he's, a cult member. But that's just coincidental. I respect you, sir.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Robot.
And your lawn.
It is a nice lawn. And we walk
I
off.
fertilize. As y'all leave, y'all hear the old guy tell Cody, I don't know what the alien was talking about exactly, but I'd suggest making a tinfoil hat and wearing it. I think that keeps them brain waves out.
How do they know?
All right.
Get back in our... We share information, get back in the car, and J33 goes, Lord, I appreciate the fact I live in a place full of idiots. What was that noise?
I don't know.
What was that?
What?
I don't know if that was somebody coughing directly into the microphone or
Maybe
some kind of feedback something. But there was just this little
It sounded like
noise.
Sorry.
Did Satan just zoom bomb us?
I mean, that really sounded like the start of a sonar. Just went, what? Just very strange.
Sorry, I got attacked by a cough.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Evidently, it's a sonic blast.
Ooh, what would happen if somebody like Black Canary had to sneeze?
That...
Her or Banshee.
It's not a scream so much as, just a voluntary contraction of the lungs.
Alright, y'all gonna go question the other guy, or do you think you got enough information off of this?
You got everything out of his this guy's brain. I'm betting the other one doesn't have any more information.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Okay.
And why make more noise than necessary?
Yep.
Alright, so
That's
two
doubling our chances that they call Pantheon and say, "Hey, guess what? They're on their way." They probably suspect that anyway, but
Alright, so to our spellcasters. Saint Moon and Wolf Witch.
as they're preparing, Jay will keep speaking with Wolf Witch's cloak because he's got Speak with Dead.
Oh yeah, she does wear like a wolf fur, doesn't she?
Yeah.
I feel like I just got some information that I forgot. I feel like something important just happened in front of me, and I went, "Oh yeah, I think I knew about that 6 months ago."
Well, you can speak with the dead, but if it's a wolf, does the wolf really speak with you?
But he talks with, like talking with a dog. Who's a good boy, Noble Lobo?
Brother Wolf is not
Some-
amused.
Listen, just because I trapped the beast's soul within its own skin doesn't mean I'm a bad person. Please stop taunting it. It's a very noble creature.
I'm not bad. I'm just a psychopath.
Are we going to do the spell or not?
I'll pet it on. You've still got the head on it, right?
Yes.
I'll pet the head. It's like, I'm not taunting him.
So do you wear the head as the hood?
And
Or
the
is the head like
is
on the
part of
shoulder?
hood.
Okay.
You
Okay.
do not remove your hand from my head immediately. I return to my magic shop. I shall procure my ritual knife, and I will sacrifice you to whatever demonic entity decided to curse me with your presence.
Let's see. Did you have anybody else that worked at the shop? No, you just had Seth, and I think
No.
Everlass may have been working part-time.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking of another young lady working there, but that was the shop y'all had the fight in. She was an employee there.
Jay will just shake his head. It's like, you're as salty as my bisabuela.
Let's get the spell on the road.
All right, so you go to Everlast room. You have no problem finding some little knickknack that she had with her when she showed up, or hair out of her hairbrush, or her toothbrush, something. Does she have a retainer?
Oh God, I don't think I'd touch that.
But it'd be
Think so
something very
either.
personal, see. All right, we'll say you get some hair out of the hairbrush or whatever. Let's see, how would you aid another in this? Which one of you has the highest magic?
A wolf witch has a 7.
Okay, I think Saint Moon is higher than that.
I've got an 8. Of course, there can be complications.
All right, so whichever one of you wants to roll. And are you going to do this at the magic shop, or are you going to go back to the Hopkins estate?
I don't really see much of a reason not to go ahead and do the ritual here.
Okay. Now, the way you know the way magic works. You basically pick a power that you're copying. So let's see. What power would you want to do for this sort of tracking thing?
Good question. I know there's going to be one, but
All right. Let's see. Extrasensory perception would not be a bad one.
I think ESP is what we're going to go for.
oh wait, here's one: tracking Everlass.
Well, that sounds very specific. What book is that in?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
It comes from the big book of things Anubis wishes he could do.
Let's see. Precognition could kind of work with postcognition. But okay, let's go with extrasensory perception.
I'm going to try and copy it at rank 7.
All right. In rank 7, there's a distance thing related to it. So at rank 7, distance is tens of miles. Now, if Saint Moon did it, that would be you could do it at rank 8, which would be hundreds of miles.
We do need to do it.
Yeah. Got them a little bit more oomph to you.
And with the information sharing, you guys know that the way station they're going to is about 100 miles off.
Yeah.
And with the two of you aiding each other, I will let it go one rank higher. So, like, if Saint Moon is rolling it and succeeds, he instead of rolling on his 8, he'd be rolling a 9. And then if it succeeds, a 9 gives you thousands of miles of range.
And we can make it a ritual since we're not in a hurry, and that'll make it more stable.
So what does the ritual do exactly?
That just makes it, that takes away the unpredictable. That keeps...
Okay, you don't have to worry about your grandmother getting...
Yeah, I don't
Saint
have to
Moon's
worry about
grandmother
that.
getting involved.
For you.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything better than ESP. That's what I love about icons is you can... It's broad enough that the powers can...
And if you can't find something that's perfect, you can find something close enough that you can go, okay, this model, we can kind of model it this way. So, all right. So give me a roll. It'll be intelligence plus either your occult or your... I believe you have to roll your occult skill. You'll have a +1 on it for Wolf Witch helping you.
Is it intelligence or is it willpower?
I was thinking intelligence. It could be willpower. Does it say?
I thought the magic worked off willpower.
It may.
I think you choose which one it works off of.
Let's see. Cast duplicate effects. Choose the ability used to make spellcasting tests when you acquire this power. Either your magic power level or an attribute, perhaps enhanced by specialty. So you could use just your magic rank or you could pick an attribute to use.
Okay. Well, magic rank is higher. So.
Okay. So your
So
magic
the
rank is
eight-
8. That's +1 if you've got a cult, and +1 for Wolf Witch helping you. So you'd be rolling a 10 plus a d6. All right, and we're trying to get it at a rank 9, or are you going at a rank? If you go at rank 8, if you try for it at a rank 8, that gives you hundreds of miles of range. If you do it at rank 9, it would give you.
I think we want to try for 9.
Okay.
Don't you? Because depending on how far behind we are, if they've already left the way station and they're on their way to South America.
All right. So the difficulty was 14. You rolled a 15. You have pulled the spell off. Now let's see. All right. Now, ESP talks about being able to kind of see an area at that distance. But the way we were discussing it as being kind of a tracking spell, I'm going to say that you get a very precise, she's that way and, about this distance. But that you rig the spell so it will be in effect for a pretty long time.
Okay.
Going with the ideal that, you knew you'd be having to go after her, so you needed something that would work until you could track her down. So at the moment, she is still, let's see. She is to the west and moving south at this point. From the information you've gathered, assuming everybody has shared what they found by this point, they probably got to that way station and are now taking off, headed south. They may, in fact, already be over the Gulf.
Now the next question is, do we have a way to follow them?
Well, you have a couple of flyers, but how fast do they fly?
Well, Starbound's flight will be at 8. So that's a good bit of speed to it.
Yes, that's actually quite fast. Let's see here. Benchmarks. Yeah, that is actually supersonic speed.
Yeah, Imogen can fly to 3, but I think that is a fast car.
Yeah, that's useful for traveling around in a city.
Not for something like this.
Not for chasing somebody through international airspace. Mott is about the same speed. He might be more race car, but not, So y'all have to figure out a way to get down yonder.
Ooh.
Now
Don't you all have like a haunted jet or something?
the Honda car. Or the
I
Honda
have a Suburban, but no, we do not have a team car. theory, everybody could just like get onto a of Earth or a big rock, and I suppose Starbound could fly them out there with maybe somebody else throwing up a force field around it to for everybody else from being shredded by the supersonic velocity.
Yeah, another option. I don't know if you heard what I said before, because I had the wrong thing unmuted. But anyone could probably pull a connection to get an airlift with a determination point, pending Jason's approval.
I don't have a problem with that. Super
Hey,
spy.
Spear, we need a jet.
Yeah, considering he's kind of working for the government at the moment, and the contacts he'd have. Let's see, directly south of Lafayette is. You'll clip a little bit of Mexico, Guatemala.
Oh, also, for once, I have determination to burn.
Huh. I hadn't really looked at the map. If you go straight south from Lafayette, you actually miss all of South America. I had forgotten how far over South America was.
Yeah, it surprises me too. Well, then again, I can't remember. Isn't Lafayette supposed to be where New Orleans is, basically? Or am I misremembering that?
No, Lafayette is. Let's see. New Orleans is kind of on one side of Louisiana. Mm-hmm. Lafayette's kind of in the middle.
Oh.
And just a little bit up from the ocean.
Okay.
I mean, they're not terribly, terribly far apart, but. So yeah, they're 100 miles over and straight down. Yeah, once they get over the Gulf, they'll probably start angling southeast then. But yeah, with the burner, you want to burn a determination for air transport. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
You call up Agent Tolliver. You tell him what you need. He directs you to like the main airport around Lafayette. Spirit does not have one of their fancy jets there, but he's got one scrambling out of New Orleans. And at the speeds they travel, it will be there shortly.
Nice.
It'll have a Spear pilot on board. He's going to send a small squad of agents, with the understanding that they will not be frontline combatants. In fact, depending on which country y'all wind up in, they may not be there. The jet he's sending is stealth, so whatever Banana Republic y'all wind up in, that is his term. They shouldn't be able to see you coming. Though he does, of course, nobody knows what kind of tech or magic the Pantheon's got. So within an hour and a half or so, y'all are loaded up on a plane and ready to go.
All right.
Is there anything y'all would want to, your characters want to do in town before they take off?
I just prefer to be able to my chameleon tech to possibly imitate a sword saint, perhaps even the headsman, based on records and any visual records I may be able to get my hands on.
I don't think there's any pictures of the headsman around.
I imagine sword saint would be possible.
No, J303 saw it.
J303. I have cameras for eyes. Here you
That's
go, buddy.
We didn't take selfies with him, but
Now, what do you need these pictures for?
Oh yeah, I never did tell you, did I? I'm wearing We're wearing a chameleon mesh. So this is what you're seeing isn't actually me.
Is that like
Well, you
hooked
saw
into
me.
your? Is it hooked into your brain some sort of way?
That's a good question. I haven't thought that far, but sure, let's say that. Yeah, let's say that. In place.
Okay. Okay.
And some of you have seen it in action.
Sure. And hands in the pictures. Inside J303's mind. I could interface with this, but it could kill him. Let's wait till I'm a far enough distance away he thinks it's not me.
Because killing is wrong.
Because if it doesn't kill him, but it almost does, and he knows it's me, then I've made a superpowered enemy. I don't want superpowered enemies. That's not how J303 rolls. But if he can get access to that technology, that's money.
I thought he made money making toilets or something.
Hate you. Hate you so much. How dare you, fourth wall? Don't you mention my backstory.
All right. So in no
Oh yeah,
time,
J303 was also in the picture.
and there is a little actual footage of the Sword Saint armor that you would probably have already seen, and Jay can supply you with a lot more and closer up than what you had before.
Yeah, that would be great.
Excuse me. But all right. So as you're heading south, you're continuing to, or Saint Moon and Wolfwitch are continuing to track her. Sure enough, once they get way out over the Gulf, they start to angle a little bit to the southeast rather than directly south. Heading for. They clip just a little bit of Colombia. Fly over Venezuela and sit down in Brazil. Not anywhere near surrounding cities. Wherever this place is, it's in kind of the thick of the Amazon.
Do you think these people will have Hitler's brain in a jar?
Well, they're into the occult like he was, but other than that,
They do. I call dibs. I have Himmler's skull on my shelf. It would go great next.
So far their workforce that you've seen have been a pretty diverse group of folk. So evil, sure. Nazis, not so much. Keep in mind the fellow you suspect is in charge, I think was Egyptian.
Yeah, I think he was Egyptian. How many of his houses did we burn?
I don't think you wrecked the one that was actually in Cairo. You broke in and tore up some doors inside getting to places. The one over in Arizona, the ranch over in Arizona with the base built up underneath it, yeah, you pretty much collapsed that entire thing and burned it to the ground.
Great showing, all in all.
Yeah,
Ian would down and be like, so we're in agreement. I can burn this place, right?
After we get who we need to get out, sure. I got no issues with that. Says the robotic moral compass of the team.
Why, Ford, you let the robot be the moral compass of the team?
Morals are really just math when you boil it down.
I mean, to be fair, you'd pick the robot over Wolf Witch or Imodon or probably Saint Moon. So yeah, it's a decent. But
Well, with one guy he tried to run over with the van. He was shooting at me.
That's true. All right. As you arrive in the Amazon, this is the base you see. I have blacked out everything that'd be the interiors because you're just looking at the roofs. But
Ooh, they got Brainiac lights. I like that.
yeah, they're just little security lights. If you arrive during the day, of course, they probably wouldn't be on. But, you do see heavily armed men patrolling. They're not in any fancy suits. Just kind of modern, Kevlar, military, what any professional mercenary might be wearing. From what you can tell from the air, it looks like they're packing fully automatics. AKs mostly. You don't see anything that screams super tech. A little bit north, kind of what would be a little bit above where the map shows, there is a clearing where their jet had landed. It's probably still there under a tarp. You see something that's under like a camouflage tarp. If you were flying at full height, you probably wouldn't notice it, considering how close to the jungle it is.
J303 takes a moment, breathes deep. Or his equivalent of breathing deep. This is the supervillain base, correct? Just everyone in the group. The supervillain base. Presumably, everyone here is a member of this cult and evil. Correct?
Seth kind of nods his head. That makes sense, yeah.
Everlass is fairly indestructible, right?
Didn't she almost die once already?
Yeah, she's not very tough. She's strong, but not.
She's a scrapper, not a tank.
Yes.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Do we know? Well, I, as a robot with intelligence and the ability to activate electronic devices, would like to wait out here. And as soon as you identify where Everlass is, I will fly that plane right there into whatever building she isn't in. Because that way it both cuts off their escape and stops plenty of them from attacking us.
Seth raises his hand.
Yes, Seth.
I know they're like evil, but what if they've got like a daycare down there or something? I mean, evil people have kids too.
I highly doubt they have a daycare there, but trying to be a good person. If there is a daycare there, I'll send a fruit basket to their family.
If there's a daycare there, I will not fly a plane into that building.
I can find out if there's a daycare.
But I am sure, as you all sneak in and enter, or fight and enter, you will find out if there's a daycare there. If there is, we will avoid it.
Jay will scratch his head. If it's an evil daycare, it's still evil, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. The children wouldn't be evil. I mean, I don't know if they got like families living in this base or not. I mean, we're out in the middle of nowhere. I'm just throwing out possibilities, I'd hate for us to assume there's not, and then we blow up a daycare or
That is also why I'm doing it, my dear friend Set. I am a robot and not held towards your morals.
Just
Bodies are bodies to me. There's a lot of them in existence.
back home, the
I don't
cartel
like to
has-
waste them, but they can be wasted. You'll make plenty more later.
What was St.
And
Moon saying?
back home, the cartel has plenty of hangouts like this, and trust me, I have no problem burning those bastards to the ground.
Okay, because he was. I just wanted to put that out there. You know.
Yeah, anyone's with Seth on this one. There's no. Yeah, we're not here to go create more tragedy. We're here to stop it.
Also, as a secondary, if the headsman is here, and he's beating the ever-loving out of us again, I'll just throw the plane at him.
So it's like, I got no problem with that. He goes, but there's a lot more of us than the last time you ran into him. So
I somehow feel that will change very little of the need to throw a plane into him.
Agreed. Encounter him, throw everything we have at him.
Hit him quick before he can cancel out all of your magical powers and cut me in half again.
the spirit agents have been very quiet while y'all been doing this talking. Clearly paying attention, but the pilot calls back. We've got no indication that they've noticed us. But how close do y'all want me to try to sit down? I can land in their on their landing pad. That might be noticed. Or I could fly in low and y'all could all jump out. Where do y'all want me to put you? He's like, then we'll circle around. Y'all can call us in when you need us.
I'm fine with the airdrop route.
Airdrop sounds like the best.
Does.
Mm-hmm. J33, you're still planning on being on the periphery of the fight?
Yes.
Okay, I think anyone's gonna stick with you then. That's still the same. I'm not a heavy hitter, or really much of a hitter at all.
Yeah, but being there to watch my back as we lay in wait to sneak attack with a plane is nice. At least a nice thing to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Our magical friends that are tracking, you are detecting Everlass here.
Out in the open?
Well, she may be further below you than just the ground level.
Oh, yeah, bases can be underground. Hey, Jay, do you still have that land shark guy? just to ask him, do you still have that land shark guy?
He's
How far away is he?
He was outside of New York.
Oof.
Land shark. Isn't he the one who's always causing earthquakes wherever he goes? How do you know him?
Jay will just grin and say, I know him very well.
Okay, not gonna pry on that one.
Oh yeah.
Hypothetically, I could come up with a quick and dirty spell to allow all of us to phase through the ground to wherever they're keeping Everlass.
Slapshot perks up. Well, I could phase us all through once. It can burn out, but we'll make it all the way through once. Because that's what we did sneaking into the Cairo place. Because we went invisible and all held hands, and I phased us through.
Yep.
Oh no, I phased myself through, unlock the door and let all of you in. Just in case the power failed, we wouldn't all be stuck in there. It was a bad situation. But anyway.
Seth's like, yeah, that does not sound like something I want to do.
We could also just we could take it to a straight fight. Because let's face it, if we get underground, we want everyone above ground taken care of anyway.
I mean, if need be, I've had practice trying to duplicate Poppy Shark's powers. I can open it up.
J303 is laughing in the background.
As effective as that could be, I'm worried about any sort of geomancy damaging the structure. Might inadvertently injure her or make extradition more difficult.
Seth kind of looks around the table. Well, we got a lot of people. Y'all, it's always a bad idea in D&D, but y'all want to split the party?
I think in this case that might not be. It'll seem like that's not necessarily a bad option with their. Not to mention the agents for their backup agents.
Yeah, well, the agents are under instruction. They are not frontline combatants on this.
Yeah, they're backup. They're
They
watching
are
the
the,
backup. Or are they even going to just stay in the plane? Like how
I
backers?
thought they were staying in the plane.
They are staying in the plane until you've got things settled, and then they will come in and arrest people.
Gotcha. Okay.
They have already called back to their base. We're in Brazil, so the big time spear guys are now in communication with the Brazilian government to try to kind of retroactively get the okay for this little op.
Oh, that reminds me. Wolfwitch will text number the Crucible's men gave her to let him know WTF.
Okay, yeah. He said they're putting together a force. I mean, not a force like a full army or nothing, but a squad of their higher ranking mages.
Yeah.
To assist you if you need it. They can, using the spell you use to you were texting them, not to contact them with magic. Yeah, you can give them like the GPS coordinates and they can pull that up. Figure out basically where that's at in comparison to ley lines to get themselves there.
Yeah. I let them know they are completely free to jump in whenever they feel like it.
All right. Do
Party
we
might not be.
Do we want to take the top level first, then go underground, or split it some underground, some top level?
I think we should go half underground, half top, because that will divide their forces instead of them just trying to Zerg rush one group of intruders.
All right. So how are you dividing the team? We've got. All right. So it sounds like we're going to have a surface team. And the subterranean team. So who's going where?
Anyone and J303 are both surface team.
All right,
I
surface
guess
team.
stay within line of sight of the VTOL.
Well, the VTOL is dropping y'all off, and then it's going to be circling where y'all can call it back in.
No, the bad guys VTOL.
Oh, gotcha. So y'all will be on the north side.
Because J303 knows he can interface with those things.
That's true. You've done it before. All right. So anyone in J303 for sure surface. Priest of Seth, the Priest of Mott. He can, just to give y'all a rundown on his abilities, he can fly. He's got limited telepathy. He can do mental blasts, and he can heal. And he's the rookie. He'll go with whichever team y'all want him to go with.
I think he should go with the surface team.
I feel like he should stay surface just because he's clearly like magical, and sort of kind of deity base.
He's empowered by a deity.
Yeah, which is what they want. So let's not get him underground just in case we've got to scuttle the boat.
Okay.
He can still get out.
So we've got anyone, J303, and Mott up top.
Starbound will go up top, and Wolf Witch will volunteer for the subterranean team.
Okay.
And I think Emadan will stay on the surface for the same reason that Seth will. Also, I kind of have a feeling the surface team's going to end up being the ones that create a loud distraction and cause a lot of destruction to get attention, and he'll be good at that.
Slapshot will go underground.
Yeah, to metagame for a moment, you both probably want a character on each team. Alright, so Wolf Witch up top, or Wolf Witch is subterranean, Slapshot is subterranean.
Same Moon, subterranean.
And Everlass is already subterranean.
Yes, I was just about to say that. Go ahead and put Everlass on this list just so I don't forget. Alright, so that is J303 and Slapshot. I know where both of those are. St. Moon and Emodine have picked. Everlass, anyone. Wolf Witch. Okay. And then the agents you can call in once things are settled. Alright, let's see. We've got about 15 minutes left. Let's go ahead and pick where... We won't be able to get into the fight today, but we will... Alright, for the surface team, drop your minis down where you want them to land at. Cause basically, he'll be swooping in low and slow enough that y'all can kind of hop out where you want. And you've got... Well, the service team has got Starbound, who's telekinetic, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So he can safely put you down, sprinkle you down just wherever you want to be.
I am not sure on this map where their jet is.
Okay.
Because I know
the jet is on
trying
would
to
be a
keep in
clear.
line.
Yeah. If you see right here, there's a little cut in the trees. That is a path that leads back, 20 feet or so, 20, 30 feet past the edge of the map to the clearing where the jet is.
Okay, where that walkway is, the sidewalk or whatever that is, I can't.
Well, I was looking up here at the north where there's, it's a path, not a paved anything. It's just a path through the woods where they've cleared some woods back to it. So I guess the walk. Well, now that I think about it, though, the walkway would probably make more sense. Okay, change of plans. Yeah, that walkway leads to it. And by next time, I may enlarge the map and actually have the ship and stuff over there, since y'all were thinking about using that as part of your tactics. So if you wanted to be down where the ship is, just drop yourselves in this green here. And when I adjust the map later, I'll know where to put you.
I don't think I have an icon. I don't have an icon for.
Oh no, we don't, do you?
Yeah, wherever JL303.
Okay.
And I continue to be unable to drop any of the icons.
Yeah,
Alright, well, J303 is going to want to be... Bonk. 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 Alright, there it goes. J303 is going to want to be somewhere up in the kind of the northern corner to be able to get to interface with that plane quickly.
Okay. So that's Jet 303. Slapshot was going underground, which is a different map.
Be able to drop Ema down.
Is it not letting you drop either?
It doesn't say either I'm doing something wrong or
I don't know. Lots of people have been having trouble with. Okay, I've dropped you down just right here.
Oh, I see it.
Yes, check to make sure you can move, and then you can put him. Okay, you've got control of him at least, so you can put him wherever he needs to be. Let's see, who was it? Anyone? Jay, Mott, Starbound. That was Emo Dan. Starbound. Alright, I've dropped Starbound over here. Did I ever do a mini for Mott? I haven't done a mini for him yet, but I'll have one by next time. But y'all are dropping more or less as a squad in kind of over here close to the landing field? Okay. That'll be fine then. How is the subterranean team planning to get underground quickly?
That is a good question.
Might as well just use Slapshot's phasing if he's comfortable burning that power so soon.
Well, like it's just like a chance of it. It's just a thing of if I drop down there and it burns out, we're stuck there in the fight. There is no getting out.
And look, Jay has watched Landshark Tunnel. He could use his magic to try to duplicate that. But
okay,
the results could be interesting.
And Wolfwitch can just phasing power alteration.
Okay, so you have some options.
Yeah.
You could all hold hands and jump out and just kind of face to the ground as you hit it. Because the power will work for Slapshot. It's just after he uses it, he has to make a roll to see if it keeps working. Which is, where he was saying he could use it the one time for sure.
For sure.
All right. So I'm going to throw down Slapshot just right here to remember where he's going in at. And when we start next time and wrap this storyline up, the service team will have landed over here, and I will have the subterranean team. I've got the subterranean map. I'm just not sure if I've got the appropriate areas blacked out yet, so I won't show it to you today. But so this was a show. What it wraps up. You see the subterranean team dive out the back of the ship. Some of the troopers on the ground look up and see it, but as y'all should be splatting into the ground, you just kind of phase through the ground. And the ship finishes flying over to the other little airfield, and the rest of you jump out. So you may have some element of surprise, but you're not going to be taking them completely unaware. And next session when we start up, the service team will be here on the surface, and the subterranean team will already be in the underground portion of the base. And we will see what kind of shape Everlass is in.
Woo!
And what kind of nasty surprises the Pantheon may have set up here for anybody that happens to follow.
I thought they were going to have a tea party ready for us.
They might. You may just be able to talk your problems out. Maybe they're not that unreasonable. Maybe they'll talk you over to their side.
I predict lots of trust falls.
I mean, maybe y'all will decide, you know what? Being a god does sound like a nice thing. After all, why would Starbound care if, y'all are going after human gods? Psst. Got nothing to do with him.
Nothing to do with me and my space god.
Ooh, space.
Hey, that used to be how they referred to Galactus.
Right.
And that is basically what your cosmic beings always kind of were.
Yep.
Alright, so I guess we'll wrap up here. This was more of an investigating, meet the characters session more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with the inclusion of anyone, I think we've got all our characters have been in play now.
Yes, we did it. Woo!
Wait, what?
I don't think
Everyone's at least made
anybody's,
an appearance.
not counting, players
Two
that have
characters
left.
that
Right.
haven't shown up yet, but they will.
Okay, okay. I was like, please tell me I'm not the only person that still has to have a character show up.
Oh, who have you not had show up?
The Rocker.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
The Rocker hasn't showed up yet.
All right.
I ever at some point I think it'll be fun if the Rocker showed up like Frostgiant and Serpent Boy. I think that'll be a fun adventure.
Oh, has the Comet showed up?
Nope, the Comet and Dojo Loach still haven't shown up yet.
Oh,
Okay,
sweet
so we've got a
Lord.
couple still.
3 more.
Well, we had a handful.
Yeah.
Okay, we had a lot more than
We're getting there.
I made the mistake of trying to brag.
Well, I've got everyone showed up.
We finally got
There was a
everybody
lot
here,
of
except for this guy,
characters
this
for
guy,
all
and
of
this
it.
Everybody showed up. Except those losers.
Because let's
Yeah,
see.
they'll be on a team of like the other guys. Yeah, we're the characters that no one wants to play.
Aw.
What are you? We're the background band, but we're the best background band there's ever done been.
Meanwhile, on the island of unwanted heroes. Because let's see
I
what.
just want to be a dentist.
Where are you? I'm knee deep in the margarita fountain. There's a margarita fountain on that island? Yes. Lord, I wish I was a less wanted hero.
Yeah, right.
All right, because let's see. This will be our episode 20.
Yes.
So the first season went 20 episodes. So we've gone just as long season 2 and still haven't introduced everybody. All right.
Rough.
I mean,
Yeah.
They're still under contract though.
Yeah, it's like wrestlers, they're not performing, but they're still under contract, so they can't go anywhere else.
get to pay their own way across country, though.
They can't join the Immortal Geeks Network.
Okay. Clearly, then, after we wrap this adventure up next time, the one after that, we have
Will be all the
We have to
leftovers.
drag in all the leftovers.
All right.
All right. So anyway, hope y'all enjoyed it today. I had fun.
Always fun.
Anybody that comes by and watches this later, I hope you like it. I hope you'll tune in next time. Again, I was your GM for the day, Jason, and with me was Curtis playing Saint Moonale Bruja and Umadon. I'll get it spit out eventually. Taylor playing J303 and Slapshot. Mike playing Everlass and Anyone. And Zach playing Wolf Witch and Starbound. And we will see y'all next time.
Bye.